Hey everybody, this is Steve 87th here, bringing you another mail call.
Hey Model Railroaders, it's Steve here with another update for the month. New things that I've bought, things that I got, new tools that I got, and just a little tiny update. So, out here in the wonderful state of Washington, we have a problem. The problem is it rains a lot and the temperatures get cold. Well, the other day it was 85 degrees, and after a long period of time of waiting from the last time that I primed all of these, I finally got a bunch of stuff done. I got some of Bernard's mini prints things, at least painted base colors, so everything's all got base colors on them. They're all ready to be detailed out and painted. So, finally, this only took about 4 or 5 months waiting for rain and temperatures to get better in the long run. So, got all that done. Now, we got some new stuff. First off is from a company called Transmit. I got this off of Amazon. You can look these up. I'm not going to put the numbers down and all that, but these are really kind of easy to get. This was relatively inexpensive, comes with a nice carrying case, and all of the different colors that you might want. I think these are duplicates of a lot of the colors that I have that are kind of in a normal box form, but these are laid out in a nice, easy to get to, easy lined up. Already have them separated out into the different greens and yellows and stuff like that. Plus it's a carrying case, like I said, and it even comes with a color chart. So the object of the color chart is to go ahead and take each one of your markers and mark the colors in front so that you know what they actually come out to be. So this might make it easy for me to take some stuff on the road with me rather than in some of the pen holders that I've gotten in the past. So this makes it pretty good. All right, so that's one thing. I also have another Amazon Prime box over there. Okay. All right. So, a few things that I got from Amazon. That's another thing from Amazon, right? So the second one from Amazon is a heat gun. So I finally decided I needed to break down and get a heat gun. The problem was I was trying to use my wife's. My wife's didn't work very well. And because she was using it and we couldn't find it, it got kind of complicated. So I just went and got my own. So this is a nice little hobby one. It actually has a little curvature on there. Should make it a little bit easier to get rid of the wire casings on the 22, 24, 32 gauge wires as well, because it should just melt off. So it's nice. It's a little hand compact. It was like $7 or $8. Also, within that mix, I decided to get one of those little reciprocating sanders that we've been seeing in like all of the, what do you call those? The ads on Facebook. And this one in particular is meant for sanding all of the different types of, what do you call those? 3D models, right? Because the 3D models, some of them, especially if you do them on PLAs, they just come out really, really rough. And, you know, some people, it's like, oh, look, I got the model, I'm fine with it. But I like modeling certain things and they need to come out in a certain way. So it bugs me when I get things like that. So I would much rather make sure that it comes out right. So this is oh boy, this is hard to get out. Okay, there we go. Come on. So this is a reciprocating sander. Rather than it going around in circles, which will leave more problems, this sands like you would normally do, which is in a back and forth motion. It has different types of sanding heads. It's battery operated. Again, I got this on, so you can see here, this is a square one. This one here is circular. Okay, so you can get into the different areas. Small, circular. It'll just make it easier and a lot better, especially, like I said, on the 3D printed material. I also got an extra set of, these are all adhesive sanding pads. I picked up an extra set of them, figuring I'd go through them fairly quickly. So that was a fairly inexpensive buy. So that was my Amazon buys. All right, next up is diecast world. So I have a fairly large back order on diecast. What are we at? Diecast Direct. I get a lot of my cars and trucks from Diecast Direct. And these are a couple of the things that came in. So I'm not exactly sure which order these are, but we get a bunch of orders in. So this is a Cadillac Eldorado from Brikia, which is really nice. So those have just come in. This is one of the other ones. Who could pass up the good old, really rounded shaped Chevy? What was this one? The Caprice. The Chevy Caprice, and I had to get it with the wood on the side because that's just too classic to pass up. Starsky and Hutch car. Collected some of the movie cars that they got going on there as well. And then this is the car from the Stuntman. So the truck. So it's a nice little 4x4. Got a nice little emblem on the front of it and all. So started collecting those because, of course, my collection is a little bit more on the way of cars than it is trains, even though I collect a lot of trains now. This is another order that I had that came in. So I'll be getting a lot of Diecast Direct over the next couple of months. I should be seeing some stuff coming in. So this is an older back order that I've had for a while to round out one of my New York police sets. And this would be an old sergeant's car, right, for the police department. So that's the old, good old Chevy Caprice Classic back from the 80s and early 90s. So that'll make a nice little addition. So those are my car pickups for this month. And then let's see, in this box, yes, I'm waiting for the other one. This is a Hobby Link box. So the other day, Hobby Link, of course, every week they hold sales. And so I decided I needed to get some stuff because it's getting harder and harder and harder for me to go to a hobby shop here in the Seattle area. They're just going away faster and faster every day. So they had a bunch of their AK stuff on sale. So I got some Streaking Grime, which will be nice. So this kind of weathering paints that I got. Wash for tracks. And this is not for train tracks, people. This is for military tracks or cranes, the tracked items and all that kind of stuff. They also have a couple of Oilers sets. This one was specifically for bare metal, which is kind of good. I've got those dump truck bodies, which is going to have bare metal. There's a lot of different places where we get bare metal at. Like I said, dump bodies, tractors, buckets, things like that are all going to have bare metal. And then the other one was flesh tones. Since I'm starting to paint some people up and all that, I figured I should get some flesh tones. Maybe that'll help me paint my stuff a little bit better. And I think that was it from them. Yep. So when it comes to getting AK Interactive things, it's really hard for me to do that. Last but not least, this I've been waiting for a couple of years. Actually, for the mail calls, there is one more thing that I've got. I'm going to show you, which is the mini prints of the month. And it's really tough when you're trying not to show everybody your addresses. And so you're doing everything backwards. Right. Okay, there we go. Wow, this makes up a lot of dust and dirt. This is that new machine that corrugates up papers and things like that to make it easier for packing and cheaper. You just take some of your old boxes and do it all up. But it looks like it's been on the shelf for a while. So, this is the MPCU, better known as the Cabbage. So, up here in Seattle, we've been running these for a very, very long time. So, I forget which color scheme I got on this. As you can see, it's the Rapido non-powered unit, cab control unit. But I think it actually does come with power in it. Yeah, it does have a motor in it. If you look down there. Rapido stickers, as always, in the box. So let's take a look at this. So here we go. This is the Amtrak 9025. This is phase number 5, phase 5 scheme. So let's see what we got in here. We got some extras in there. I'm not sure what they are. Nothing else. But the Cascades, the line that runs out here for Amtrak normally runs with an engine, and then they use this as the back cab for the Cascades so that they have a baggage car. So in order to make my train a little bit more complete, I needed one of these. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to keep it like this, or I do have some Seahawk stickers that I can put on this to make it into the Seahawk cabbage that they ran for quite a few years up here. So that's my big one for this month, is a new engine. I will test that out at some other time in the future. This is just kind of showing everybody what I got. And then lastly is the Mini Prince of the Month Club, right? I've been getting the Mini Prince of the Month Club for a long time. And this month, it looks like Bernard has decided to do a little bit of an upgrade. So instead of just getting them all rolled up, we now get them in little packages. So Mini Prince has come out with little packages, and then they actually tell you what all the different things are on them. So I think Mini Prince is looking at possibly doing some sort of distribution and all that. The only thing that I would say is, if Bernard, if you're going to do that, you need a little bit higher up here so that somebody can so that you can put a hole in them so that they can be hung on a rack. So that was air conditioners. This one is a bear and its cubs. Right? I haven't taken them out of the package yet because it's a lot easier to do it this way. This is the 4 like plastic type of barriers, traffic barriers that they use. It's a nice little office container. Really a nice job. It has an air conditioner on it. Looks like it may, yeah, it comes apart so you could actually put in. Hey, let's take this out for a second. I don't know whether he made it so that it is or that you can. So this does come apart, and he does have an office fixture in the inside, which is kind of nice. So you could build this up, put some people in there, make some things work. That'll be good for me. That'll be kind of fun. I can make one of those up. More guardrails. He put in a guardrail set, which is kind of good. That can go along with the plastic thingies. And then finally, I know a lot of people have already seen this and all that, but an archaeological dig for a dinosaur. So that's kind of nice. It's kind of nice that Bernard's putting them in the little packages now. It makes it a little bit easier. I'm also sure it makes it easier for him with inventory. But if he's going to start retail marketing them, then it makes it also easier there, because then the hobby shops can display them. Wow, how he gets these in these bags. I got to hand it to the people who are packing them, because getting this office back in the bag wasn't that easy. But that's kind of cool. I like the fact that he did the interior of the office too, so you can do some stuff with that, and the air conditioner. So there's my Mini Prince of the Month. Okay, everybody, that's what I got for this month, plus a little update on something that I finally got to do. I got some other things, some paints and stuff like that, but that's where I found out that I have to travel almost 60 miles to get just basic paints and glues anymore, because my hobby shops just aren't around. So everybody, thanks for watching. This is Steve87 saying take care, and I hope something of this inspires you and makes you want to go out and do some modeling. Take care, everybody.